everyone, welcome back to the Hangout with Abby Kimani, and this is one of my favorite segments, Ask a Mom. So as usual, we have my beautiful, young, amazing mother.
Thank you very much.
and yeah, I've been asking her a few personal questions that most kids wouldn't fathom asking their parents, if you live in Africa, that is. Now, if you didn't know, my mom has her own channel and it's called Surrendered with Rachel Kimani. So I'm glad to have a fellow YouTuber here. And she has as many subscribers as me. See Atimini. Yes. Must you advertise yourself?
Thank you very much. I don't know what to say, but I'm glad that Abby finds it okay to talk to me. She tells me that some of the questions, she puts them together because her friends will ask the same questions and she makes one question. I would say it's okay. We are your parents and we should be open these pathways so that you're able to ask her those questions that bother you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, today, drum roll.
What?
You want to check the questions?
Just imagine
have you
this
seen?
girl. No, not at all. She brings questions, doesn't tell me who she wants to talk about. Who does that?
Nothing.
Whenever somebody is called in a show, they're usually told, we'll be talking this, but anyway,
It's a
I'm a mother.
surprise.
Surprise me.
Okay. How do I respond to a guy liking me in school or in church?
She's talking about boys and she's in school. Imagine, she has just done class 8. So anyway, it's a reality that it's the question that is in teenagers' heads right now. They have done class 8. They have so many days and they're waiting to school. First, being liked is a nice thing. If you existed in a world and nobody liked you, we'll be tackling another case here. Oh, nobody likes me. Nobody has ever looked at me. To be liked is natural because you're a teenager, you're growing up, and it shows that you are a normal girl. And every other teenager there, when a boy shows and throws darts, it's a good sign that they're growing up. We can first deal with that. Does it mean much right now? I think it doesn't mean much right now because it's just a liking. I like quoting it. It's just a liking. Maybe if he doesn't see you in the next 2 weeks, he can like another girl because it's a crush. And a crush comes and it goes. How do you respond if a guy likes you and you don't like him? I know you're avoiding the question of or the thing of I don't know how to say I don't like you. How do I get myself?
Them they're like, oh, they're just hinting. You are ignoring. You're like, where? They're just hinting. They're hinting and you are ignoring because, if you say I know you like me but I don't like you, they're going to be like, what? I never said I liked you. You're crazy, and you'll embarrass yourself. Then if you keep quiet, they're going to keep doing it. So now, what do you do?
No, there are no two ways of doing it. If your yes is a yes, let it be known as a yes. If your no is a no, let it be known as a no. This is how you go about it. There was a time I had a discussion like that in this house, and one of your siblings said, I am a young man. If you don't tell me no, I'll just continue thinking that your silence is a yes. Have I had something like that from another gender from this house?
Yes.
If a boy is liking you and sending signals, it is okay for you and it is okay for Abby's friends that this person, you can remain friends, but there has to be a line you put. You tell them, it's okay. Can we be friends? But I don't like you as a special friend. Because this liking will make us to think that we're headed somewhere. It's okay for you to remind a young man, you are both young, you are just starting off with school. And when he has a crush on you, remind him, you have a liking for me, but I would rather if it just remains we are friends. If he doesn't take that, then he's not worthy of your friendship. Because those moments will happen from time to time. Fantasies, infatuation, and Mara, this one looks like this. Right now, the hormones which you guys are having, because they are very high. You'll deal with them. When you go to school and there's a lot of activities involved, That is one way, by the way, of handling emotions. I've seen some youngsters, when they feel like their crushes and their urges to want to be noticed by girls is so high, they go for sports. They are doing sports because it takes care of that energy. And your focus is elsewhere. How about Abby, you and your friends, if you focus on what you can do between now and the time you go to high school? For example, I am very sure you have not exhausted some of the books that you had. The books we used to say, don't read those ones now. Go and do your homework. There are some materials you can read. You can take time and organize your Bible reading time. And that can perhaps even take care of your thoughts. What do you do when you feel like, oh, this boy likes me, this boy, and now you can be liked by 50 boys? Do you just think, oh, I am this one and all that? It's not your time. Take care of your time. Organize your life before you go to high school. Sawa. So tell them, I prefer when we are genuine friends. I do not like where this liking is headed, because you and I, we're going to school.
Me, what I can say is, for those of you who have finished class 8 and you're like, I won't see this guy anymore, so let me shoot my shot. I won't say that I've never thought of that. I have. But what I'll tell you is, this is the worst time possible. And not because not because it's wrong, not because of that. If you ignore that, let's take into perspective that you tell him you like him, okay, you have a relationship, then you go to high school, you will forget about each other. Kabisa. He'll go for a funky, you'll find someone else that you like. You'll forget. So it's useless right now. Like, it's just like, they just find someone. Mtaachana tu, let me just say. Like Kenyans usually say, mtaachana tu.
And you have put it so well. Your destinies are so different. As the days for going to high school and universities are coming, you will go as far as possible. Not because you want to go as far as you can, but it's because you're doing different things. And your destiny paths are different. You're destined for different things by God. So this moment, it's okay when it happens, but don't feel under pressure to respond and say, I also like you. You don't like them. You are feeling flattered.
Okay. Is it okay to hug somebody of the opposite gender?
To what level? Now, anyway, that doesn't have a yes or a no answer, because you hug dad.
It depends. No, not my family.
Yeah, so if she wants to ask a question, let her be straight. Do you want to hug this boy who already likes you and you're feeling you don't have a liking for them? Or you want to hug a boy who you think you like and he likes you? The body levels, the temperatures that are between you and this boy, Abby, they will be so high every time you hug. You'll be feeling like sometimes some sparks coming up. It's not just a fussing and doing like that. When you hug, you will be full of electricity. This boy hugs you, this boy hugs you. Let's first settle this. Right now, your adrenaline is so high as a teenager. And you're thinking, it's possible that I might begin a relationship. And like the way you have put it so correctly, it's not useful right now. Hug, but not as tight. If you asked me, anybody who wants to hug you so closely all the time, they might land you into trouble. Or better still, you might land yourself into trouble. So hug, but remember, your body is not made of metal. Your body is flesh and blood. It's going to react to the opposite gender. You're in puberty, you're adolescents.
Yeah, okay. So I also can back that up to some extent. I think that personally, if it's like a specific, like let's say like you're good friends, just friends, and let's say you're saying goodbye, then I feel like that's okay in a platonic way. But me, I feel like if one of you likes each other, then it's best probably to refrain. Because me personally, I don't feel comfortable hugging people. The only hugging boys specifically, the only boys is maybe like my brothers and my dad, and that is it. Because usually if any boy is just there, like I'm like, Like awkward because like no. Also when we went for camp, we were told that we had a talk, girl talk, boy talk. But then now, in the middle, the teachers swapped. As in the male teachers came to the girls, then the female teachers went to the boys. And I really liked that. Because we were told like right now, especially if it's not a side hug, if it's like a full-on hug, if a boy just hugs you right now, it's like 98% chance that they're just hugging you to feel your chest. And like... like 98, and then let me not name this the name in case they hear they're like you're exposing me. One of the youth leaders told us that he used to feel so mad when girls give a side hug because now you don't get the opportunity. You were like, what? But anyways, yes, it's the truth. So a platonic one is okay, but at the same time, be careful.
Be careful. Yes. And I think that is wisdom that you have also given to your friends, because when you feel like you do not want to hug, it's not like you do not want to hug. You are protecting yourself from like producing some feelings that you don't know what to do with them right now. Yes.
Okay. Now, how do I let a guy that's sitting on me down? And wait, before, we were told at Hope's camp, during that like session, we were also told like, yes, you should let them down, but don't like, people have feelings, and you don't be like, you're ugly anyways, like ata get away unanisumbuanga kila saa, like, but you still have to be firm. So how do you do that, especially if you find a hard time telling no to people like me?
It's a way of life, Abby. I've said this and I've told you this. I think it's your moment. It's the moment for young people right now to show who they like, and otherwise they will feel abnormal. And if a guy is flirting with you and they are not giving you a break, the only thing you are not allowed to do, don't tell them, take the first exit from me. I don't like you. I hate you. There is a way that you say no and you still remain honorable. There is a way to say no and you still let somebody feel that they're still a child of God, by the way. But if you get used to harassing people and telling them, take a walk, do you think my type is your type? They probably will be crushed. They probably will lose respect for you. But at the same time, it is called tough love. You need to be firm. You need to let your no be no. And it's a way of life. You have to learn that you can't say yes to everybody in order to please them, and you don't mean yes. And it's a way of life whereby today, tomorrow, this boy likes you, another one likes you, this brown one, this black one, this, all of them, they like you because you're there and you're a girl. And you have to understand this face is facing out. And as it is facing out, you must remain. So tell them, mimi ni mtoto wa Yesu. And right now, my goal is on another level. I want to plan on high school. I want to plan in doing the dating seriously when probably you go to, when do you want to start dating?
University.
You had her. So you will be her witnesses. So anyway, God help you. It is very important that you let somebody know, no, I'm not ready for dating right now. I think it is not even your time. Why don't we spend a lot of time doing what youth people do in church and in the areas where you meet?
Actually, the other day, I'm not mentioning any names.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, but something like that happened. And he's a friend of mine. And I was like, me when I say I date to marry me, I'm usually serious. So me, I'm a child of God in terms I could date university. And it's like, okay, I've never had a boyfriend and I'm proud of it. It's not something at I go, like people are like, oh, I have a boyfriend and I feel bad. I'm like, if anything, I'm like, like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. Because see lazima, see must. It's not, it's just like, I find it useless. But anyways, let us, that was the last question. So we are ending the video here.
Oh, imeisha haraka hivyo?
Imagine.
Okay. I think just to add on that, don't feel bad that you have to say no. In life, young people, you must realize whenever you say no to this, you have said yes to something. If you say no to an early relationship, you have said yes to a delayed gratification. It is better to date at the right time. It is better to talk about, relationships when you're ready to marry. I like that dimension. Some people will date until they get the right one. Some people have prayed and they want to date to marry. They do not want to date this one, tomorrow they date this one, next week they date another one. And for moms and dads outside there, you can hear the way our children are getting into all these things. Just tell yours, if they are clobbered and they feel in a fix, it's okay for them to say no in a nice way. And it's okay for them to stand out. And it's okay for them to walk away if they feel somebody is putting pressure on them, because your children are special. Yes.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
Well, we will be ending the video here. If you want more content from Ask a Mom, then kindly subscribe and like this video, because we post more content.
Yes.
And we also post individually. So make sure to subscribe to both of our channels. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.